This lady just wants to draw unnecessary attention to herself. This lady named Kemi Badenoch, is that what they call her? Is the leader of the Conservative Party in the UK, and a lot of people have been saying many things about her. She has been saying a lot of things that Nigerians are not really too happy with. She wants to please where she gets this thing from, British citizenship from. The newly elected leader of the Conservative Party in the United Kingdom, Kemi Badenoch, once claimed it is fallacious for developing countries to always blame their underdevelopment on British colonialism. The Nigerian-born British lawmaker who once served as a UK business and trade minister said this in a viral video in October. In a recent video, the new UK Conservative Party leader said many countries claim the British Empire is responsible for their lack of socio-economic growth, but that the UK government should be celebrated for ending slave trade and not be seen as the bane of global development as propagated by some former British colonies. She said, there are many countries now who want to use guilt to try and exploit the UK. They asked for reparation. I saw it as a trade minister. It is not a culture war. I was at the WTO. I won't name the minister from another country, and he was telling me we need to give up some of the things we were doing because of colonialism, and they needed time to develop. These arguments are a scam. Don't fall for it. There are many things the British Empire got wrong, but there are many amazing things the British Empire also did. We need to be honest about it and stop pretending that it was all bad. The British Empire ended slavery, the Atlantic slave trade. We need to talk about that more. Similarly, Kemi Badenoch made headlines in April for her bold statement that the UK's wealth and economic success shouldn't be attributed solely to its colonial history or racial privilege. This statement sparked controversy, adding to the list of times Badenoch has been at the center of public debate. The lawmaker said, "It worries me when I hear people talk about wealth and success in the UK as being down to colonialism or imperialism or white privilege or whatever. It matters because if people genuinely believe that the UK only grew and developed into an advanced economy because of exploitation and oppression, then the solutions they will devise will make our growth and productivity problem even worse. It matters in other countries too, because if developing nations do not understand how the West became rich, they cannot follow in its footsteps. And it matters when, as your trade secretary, I go to the World Trade Organization conference negotiating on the UK's behalf, and some of my counterparts spend the entire time in meeting talking about colonialism, blame the West for their economic difficulties, and make demands that would make all of us, not just in this country, but around the world, poorer," she added. At a recent summit in Somai, former British colonies renewed their call for slavery reparations from the UK government. King Charles III acknowledged the painful legacy of the transatlantic slave trade, stating that it continues to resonate today. However, he avoided discussing financial reparations, instead encouraging leaders to focus on understanding history to inform future choices and address existing inequalities. Earlier this week, the chairman and CEO of the Nigeria and Diaspora Commission, Abike Dabiri, revealed that her office reached out to Kemi Badenoch but received no response. Speaking on Channels televisions, the morning brief on Wednesday, Dabiri said Badenoch's action shows that she is not even willing to identify herself as a person of Nigerian lineage. She stated that Nigeria would not even compel the British politicians to embrace her Nigerian roots if she chooses not to. It depends on whether she embraces her Nigerian identity. We reached out to her once or twice, but there was no response. We don't even force anyone to acknowledge being Nigerian," she explained. So Egbe Wages, my people, oh yeah, make una come put mouth for this one, because this one they get as a be. Where somebody say I support her on this one. Tinubu alone has brought more cars than the British prime ministers, has bought more cars than British prime ministers and all the members of parliament combined. So they use their money for what they need. Why Nigeria and other black Odonis buy cars and planes and then see whatever change is left. A southeastern governor Soludo is fighting against local government autonomy. Tomorrow his children will call Nigeria zoo, making it look like other tribes are the problem of Nigeria. We are the problem of ourselves. What has that got to do with Igbo? Now they are talking about Nigeria and the woman, the badnok who is saying her own thing. It is true. There's no excuses. They should continue looting. To be candid, she makes a valid point. The underdevelopment we face is largely attributable to our leadership. 100%. There's no excuse for failure. We have been independent for 64 years. What we can be proud of is looting and spree spending. You are actually right. Other countries who were under colonial rule stood firm to explore ways of developing their countries. The moment they acquired independence in all ramifications, Malaysia is a clear example. Some people hate her because of these statements, but of a truth, she's right. Our corrupt politicians has caused more harm than our former colony. If all the looted funds are being put into development and productive ventures, Nigeria will be competing with any developed countries in the world. True talk. She's right. Look at the attitude and behavior of our leaders. They are worse than the colonialists. She is very correct. Greed is the main problem afflicting Africans and Nigerians in particular. They should divide the country. That is true. It is bad leadership that is a cause. A very argument for academic research and discourse. When all the leaders we always have are selfish, better divide the country. See Tinubu now, like what they say, they buy this. They are planning to buy new jet for Shetima, and they will do it. And they say there's no money. Tinubu cannot stay in his country and spend all the day. Hospital, they are still going there. Does it mean what they have in that place, we don't have the money to build such a thing, or to train people that will be as more professional as this? Can you just imagine? Yes, so it is Ododo Oro. Now they talk am. Let them keep looting their countries and blame the British. She's right, though. In our case, Nigeria has got independence 64 years ago, but nothing to show for it. 6 decades of self-governance. So guys, let's say your opinion and have your take on this.